So today we have, I was just completing a screen replacement, and then the customer informed me that she wanted me to replace the camera lens. I proceeded to inform her, and for anyone that's watching this ahead of time, just keep this in mind. It is, unless you're just literally trading in the phone and you need it to be, as good looking as possible, replacing when your camera looks like this, even though it doesn't look really dusty, you can see all of these spots, which just come from, essentially your camera lens just being exposed to the elements, to the outside world, and just putting on a camera lens is not really going to resolve the problem. Same thing, just cleaning it off with a Q-tip is not really going to solve the problem. It might make it a little bit better, but in my experience, the only way to undo it is to change out the actual camera itself. For this model, cameras aren't overly expensive. I think these cost me about just under 40 bucks, and then a camera lens is, these things are like not even $1 or $2, and obviously for you guys there's a few dollars in shipping, but still, you should be able to do this for like no more than about 50 bucks. The kit, I think iFixit has a great kit. You're gonna need a opening tool, and then you're also gonna need just a tri-wing bit. I've already done some of the work because, like I said, I was just in the middle of putting the phone back together when the customer reached out to me. But so I'll just proceed from here. As far as opening the device, you're going to need just one of these tools. And sometimes it helps to heat up the device if you have a blow dryer. Literally, I'll close it and then I'll show you how I open it. It's going to be a little bit easier for me because the adhesive is already broken free, but usually I start in the corner. The XR and the 11 are sort of a pain. Now keep in mind, for anyone that doesn't have a broken screen, be very careful, as it's not all that difficult to crack your glass or display. That's where heating it up comes in. It helps to, once again, I'm making this look way too easy, but it helps to heat up the device. I use a twisting motion, which helps. Something else, which you'll probably have to do, is just run but you really don't want more than a fraction of a millimeter. Just run it along, or you can do the same thing that I just did. You can twist, and it helps release. There's a bracket there. Sort of just wiggle it off, and then you get to this part here. Like I said, I've already removed the brackets. There are several tri-wings and 2 Phillips. You always, the first and last part of this repair and most repairs is to disconnect the battery. I'm trying to do this with a spudger so I can show you on camera, just like that. I was about ready to use my fingernail. And then we use same thing here. You want something that's ESD safe. From this point, if you're literally just, like I said, if you're literally just trading in the phone, we can't hear. I'd have to fix the back of the phone. But if you're literally just fixing it, there's a possibility that you can do all of this by just taking a razor, X-Acto knife, and a razor of some sort, and just cutting away all this glass, putting on your new adhesive, and then slapping the lens on, and then wham bam, you call it a day. You don't need to take apart the phone. But on this one, we need to replace the actual camera itself. forgot, there's also a standoff bit. You can take the butt of your tweezers or just your spudger, lift up on your camera. Now this is where heat is going to come in. It helps to warm up the adhesive. And you can literally just start picking away. So there are sort of two steps. The first is just removing the glass. The second after that is cleaning up the adhesive, whatever residue that's left behind. I find it's easiest just to use, I have a bunch of these X-Acto knives lying around. And then usually I clean it up with some 91. I use 99, but you can use 91. I guess even 70% would work. Just don't use too much. You can't really damage the board with 91 or 99%, but isopropyl alcohol, if I didn't say that. I tend to get sidetracked when I let it dry off real quick. Yeah, so that fell apart. It's honestly, it's not a bad idea to order more than one, at least for the adhesive. I mean, these lenses in these adhesives are not all that expensive, and if you mess one up, really you don't have to get it that exact. I then come back with my just something to lightly press down for equal adhesion, and then just lift up on the okay, so here is an example, at least I can tell, but there is a noticeable, so this is the bottom side that faces down, this is the top side. As you can tell, there's a clear delineation in how much shinier this one is than this one. Once again, just for the camera to actually work. If you end up putting it upside down, no big deal, but I believe that the matte side adheres better, and also it looks better because that's just the way it's supposed to look. So I just used these as a side-by-side reference. It's just a matter of dropping it in place. So once you flip it over, just make sure that there's no dust or specks of debris. Make sure that side is cleaned off. And you can sort of hold it up to, I don't know, like a white piece of paper. So that's good. Typically here I will connect, drop the camera in, now highly important, if I didn't make this clear enough, make sure your battery is disconnected. Just because your device is turned off doesn't mean that there isn't power running through the board. Once that's good, now you can do one of a couple of things. I usually test the device before putting all these back together. And usually I will test the things that I interacted with directly, which in this case is obviously the LCD, touchscreen, ear speaker, proximity sensor, front microphone, which is your Siri or speakerphone microphone. I only did that because I interacted with the screen. I'm going off in the weeds here. I mean, obviously this video is just about your camera, so just make sure your camera works. It's not blurry. I see no reason why it would be, because we had just replaced it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.